When we talk of materialism, we are acting against our Mother Earth. Instead of learning from her subtler qualities, we are trying to exploit her, to dig her out, to use her for our selfish motives. What does she do to us? She creates these beautiful fruits for you to eat. She creates beautiful trees for you to make furniture, to make nice houses. She gives you green grass to soothe your nerves. She carries so many rivers and so many huge big oceans on her beam. She is always larger than the largest of oceans. Such a great thing as she is, what do we do to her is to exploit her fully, indiscriminately. Then the reactions are setting. The beautiful cycle of nature is broken by our aggressive attitude and absolutely indiscreet. Then this Mother Earth doesn't do anything as such herself, not much. But then the ether starts acting, and you have problems, what we call as acid rains, plastic, all kinds of problems that come out of this indiscreet creation. When we started making machinery without any balance, we started producing machinery. Just like mad. As a result of that, now we have become slaves of machines. We can't do anything with our own hands. Because of machines, people have become unemployed. As I have said many a times, that machines are for us, we are not for the machines. But today the situation is very different. We are entirely into the hands of machines. Again the same indiscreet behavior. Again the same imbalances. Mother Earth teaches us balance. If she was not in a balance, we would have been all finished. She teaches us gravity. She teaches us how to be attractive to another person without the other person knowing about it, feeling about it, without enslaving, without mesmerizing, without obliging, to attract and to give without expectations. Without any expectations, she gives us. Whether we respect her or not, whether we treat her or not, we give her. Possessiveness is not the quality of Mother Earth. She doesn't possess anyone. For example, if you are an Indian, you can come to England. You can go anywhere. You can live anywhere. She doesn't possess anyone as such. We only, the human beings, have made this world into different countries, different places, all our own ideas of stupidity. There's only one world. There's only one world God has created. He has not created. It's rather awkward. All right, now better. It's all right, now better. It's rather awkward. All right. She has not created all these nations. Only there are ravines through which big rivers flow. Sometimes, wherever she has raised herself, there are mountains. These are her different durations and different varieties just to create beauty. Supposing the whole world was like a bald-headed gentleman, what would have happened to us? First of all, we all would have slipped out, I think. Or else, what would have happened if it was nothing but just all over the forest? Or all over only the mountains? Or all over just the rivers? To create the beauty, she has used all these things to make us happy, to give us joy, to entertain us. She created all this beautiful stage for us. And what do? We have divided her into parts. That this is my country, this is your country, this is their country. When we die, what is our country? We are all dead bodies. Whether you are buried in a church or in the open, you are all in the Mother Earth. What is our country is that we are the Mother Earth. So we have to understand that this body is made out of that Mother Earth to which it has to go. And we are stupid to feel that we belong to this country or to that country. Of course, this is the greatest miracle of the Maya, that people know this, but still they do not want to believe it. There are so many truths they know, they are sure, they know about it, but they don't want to believe it. Or they believe it, but they don't want to accept it. And even if they accept it, they don't want to know about it. It's a funny human miracle that they know that nothing belongs to us. When we come on this earth, our hands are like this. When we go, everything is like this.